Hey there. I have got a really different kind of video for you here, which is just extra to the normal content that I usually make. But it's actually just to find out if you'd find this kind of video helpful at all. So I recently became a YouTube partner. I've actually got the email just over here, which is my welcome to the YouTube Partner Program. Just to be clear, the YouTube Partner Program is where it literally says here, what does this mean? This means you can start earning money from your content through ads, YouTube Premium, channel membership, Super Chat, Super Stickers, Super Thanks, and YouTube Shopping. So it means I can monetize my channel through ads. So now I get a little bit of that ad revenue coming through to my channel. And what I was wondering is, would it be interesting to you for a genuine, completely transparent look behind the scenes at how that earning journey goes for me? Because it's literally just happened. When did this email come in? 31st of July. So it's been running for about 2 weeks. So nothing has really happened yet. But I was thinking you might be interested in monetizing your YouTube channel, or maybe you're thinking about making a YouTube channel and wondering if there's kind of any way that you can sort of monetize or make a little bit of money, on through some of this YouTube stuff to support your creative work and endeavors that or any of the content that you might create. And it might be that you're not quite here yet with the YouTube Partner Program, and that you'd love to see, kind of right from the very start, how someone's YouTube channel starts to earn money, where it does, where it doesn't, what works, what doesn't, but in a really honest and natural way, because I'm not somebody that can teach about YouTube business, because I have no idea. I'm on this journey from the very start as well, and I go to other people's YouTube channels for like tips and tricks on what you can or can't do with the monetizing your content on YouTube. So I would love to know from you in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in, because today, for example, we could go through some of the real behind the scenes stuff on what that earning actually looks like, how much I've made so far. I mean, you can see my estimated revenue so far is a whole £2.21. So it's not fancy, it's not exciting yet, but could it be? How is it going to look in a year? And I thought, kind of alongside my main kind of content, which is music mixing, recording, composition, tips, tricks, guides, help, that kind of thing on my main content, how the behind the scenes stuff works. How, for example, if I go to the earn section, you can do lots with different ways of earning. There's memberships, there's supers, there's the brand connect, for example, which I'm interested in. I wonder if, earning through brand connect might help, if I would even be of interest to any brands. But would this be interesting to you, to literally, alongside my main content that will be coming every single week, just an extra little video which shows a real look at the digital side of my business with all of this, showing how much I'm actually earning from those videos? That might be helpful if you're thinking about, either maybe you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you're wondering about that monetization, or if you're already doing it and haven't quite reached that YouTube Partner Program, whether it's even worth trying. I know initially £2.21 probably doesn't look that worth it, but this is what I think we could discover together. Like, this has only been going for 2 weeks. And of course, a lot of the old videos that I've made have started to earn ad revenue as well. On my main videos, of course, let's dig into a little bit about why I think this might be helpful for you. Is I'm a musician. So when I get up in the morning, my driving force to get up in the morning is to make music. Now, I think I'm really lucky because my full-time job is working in my studio here, composing music and recording a variety of artists. Some are bands, some are voiceover stuff, some is like kids shows and stuff. Like I'm really lucky to be able to work for places like in the UK, West Midlands Safari Park and Drayton Manor Park, and some bigger sort of Butlins acts. Theo the Mouse is a kids show that they put on at Butlins regularly, which is a project created by a chap called Wink Taylor, who was one of the producers and writers for the Sooty show, for example. So I do some really varied, fascinating stuff here. But I also run a YouTube channel. And what I was hoping to achieve on the YouTube channel was genuine content, free content, which could be paid for resources. My idea was to create great video, which just as a free 20-minute video could be a self-contained, like tiny mini course, which was genuinely valuable. Something you could take and not have to pay any money for, and it would genuinely help you out. But of course, what I'm hoping is that some folks out there like that content, click through to my website and buy a course. Or maybe hit me up for some one-on-one consulting to help them out with their recording or composition or mixing or anything like that. So that's the digital side of the business. But with the YouTube partner side of things, I thought it might be quite interesting to share with you the actual behind the scenes. So like here's the dashboard here, for example. And as you can see, I currently have 2,158 subscribers. In the last 28 days, I've had 2.2k views and my watch time is 140 hours. You can also see that the arrows are trending downwards, so it's not been one of my better months. And because I've only been running the YouTube Partner Program for 2 weeks, my estimated revenue is currently £2.21. But what will this turn into? And this is the key. Please let me know in the comments. Are you interested in having, like, alongside my main content, this weekly update? Because there's so much on here, which is, I think, really exciting and really interesting. If we go to the analytics, for example, so it gives the details of exactly how this stuff works. My videos that I've uploaded recently, for example, here, and how many views they got and how that spike worked. This could be really interesting to you. I'm not sure, you'll have to let me know, but it could be interesting for you to go, well, maybe I can do this as well, and you have some real world expectations. And I don't plan on just doing 1 or 2 videos on this. I'm wondering if you'll be interested to continually have this content so you can see this process happen over the next few months, see what changes, see what works, see what doesn't, so you can have a genuine sort of absolutely raw, totally honest, totally transparent behind the scenes look. The estimated revenue, if you click on here, this, so you know, when was it? It was the 31st of July. So you can see the earnings starts here, Wednesday, July 30th. Just on the 31st, I've made 5 pence. And then my first video that was monetized came out and it was 50p. And then it drops back down for those, you know, few views and just trickles along at a few pence until next week's video, which is 33 pence. Now, these videos weren't particularly big viewing figures. But if I head over to my content, for example, and click views, my highest viewed video is 22,823. And, you know, 703 likes, 89 comments. So you can imagine, and well, let's just actually have a look at this. You've got these views here, which go, you know, fairly steadily creep down, but a lot of these are in the multi-thousands. And it keeps going down and down. And, you know, by the time you start to get under 1,000, I've got a few videos there which did fairly well for I think for a channel with, you know, a couple of thousand subscribers. But why I think this might be interesting for you is because I spend a lot of time looking at other wonderful YouTubers, tips and techniques and tricks on how to monetize YouTube channels and what you can do to be both valuable, of course, authentic, but also get some money in. Now, and let's just break that down for a sec as well as to why that's so interesting. If I can make more money through YouTube that just means I can make better content. It means two things. It means one, I get to have an easier time paying my bills, which frees me up to put even more wonderful free content on YouTube. Because I'm not a greedy person. I don't do this solely for the money. And I expect you probably feel the same. You probably love making art. You probably love what you do, whether it's video, art, or music, or a bit of all of it. Maybe, you are a filmmaker that has found my channel because you want to make your own scores. You're amazing at video, but you're wondering if you can pick up some tips and techniques to just be able to mix your own scores so they sound really nice against your videos. For example, if you can possibly monetize your content on YouTube, that just frees you up to make even better videos, better music. And that to me is quite exciting. So you've got those two aspects. First of all, you can have an easier time paying your bills. Second of all, you can make better stuff. And you know what? You can help people and serve people so much better. And I wanted this video, the reason this is totally unedited. This is just me chatting with you about this stuff. The reason I wanted to do this was because I thought these videos could be completely, genuinely honest, a really honest look behind the scenes at my YouTube earnings, what works, what doesn't, so you can take stuff from that, but in a really organic way. A lot of those big channels, although, you've got these really successful YouTubers who can give you business advice on YouTube, I can't. I am literally offering just to share the real raw stuff that happens to me on the journey. But those big channels, whilst they can go back and say, 7 years ago when I started my channel, it wasn't doing great, here were the tiny numbers, but here's something that happened that changed it. I think there is a different vibe to when you are going along on the journey with somebody else who's just started. Now, I know I've got 2,000, subs, and that if you've just started and you've got a channel with 50, 100, 150, 500 maybe, perhaps 2,000 to you looks like a lot. I remember 500 looked like quite a lot to me. When I started, these numbers, anybody further ahead of you looks like they're just so much more impressive, but really it feels exactly the same being at 2,000 subs. And it's surprising how quickly you get there, actually, if you just keep getting that content out there on a fairly regular basis. I do my content once a week, by the way. So the thing about, I think, those big YouTubers is that they have so much to offer in terms of telling you what's happened, but they don't necessarily have too much to relate to you in those early stages where I think this could be valuable, right? I don't know. This is what I'm really wondering, and whether you're interested in this. I mean, let's just have a little look around and see if any of this stuff is of interest to you right now. So we've got content. So as I mentioned, here's my views. But if we go to date, my last few videos haven't done all that well. I've only been getting a few hundred views on them. A few weeks ago, I had one that hit a couple of thousand, which was really nice. So the monetization from that will probably be a little bit better when it starts to catch up. I guess over on the analytics, we can probably go and see it. So your top content in this period. So this is another great feature that you start to get, is being able to really see what's been happening content-wise. And I think if you click on estimated revenue, well, you probably go into one of the videos. So for example, let's find one of the videos with a few more views. Okay, so let's take this video here, for example, because this one, I think, if we click on here, it's made a whole 6 pence at the moment. It's given me 16 subscribers, 90 watch hours overall. And this is something that's really lovely. And this, again, may be stuff that's really valuable to you, to be able to see what's happening on someone else's channel in a genuine behind the scenes look. This video, when I put it up, film scoring in Luna, the title wasn't clever. It was scoring to video in Luna, workflow tips, workflow and setup tips. That's all it is. If we go here, you can see here how in the first 3 days, it only got 66 views. And in the first 5 days, 88. When we get up to the first month, it was only 100 views. So I remember thinking, oh wow, well, nobody really wants to know about scoring to video in Luna. And as you can see from the line, I was a bit wrong, because actually this suddenly, after, what are we talking about? After 156 days of just getting 204 views, this now skyrockets right up across this. After 1 year, you can see, has now reached 1.6, which feels pretty cool, right? That's quite a few people that benefited from this video. And had that been monetized over that time, I would have been earning from the adverts on there 1,600 views worth of income. So it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next year, maybe, in terms of which videos do well, which videos drop off, which videos are stagnant, if there's any rhyme or reason to it. And I think that's one of my favourite things, is if I go back here and I go to content, and again look at my views. My biggest performing video, which was 22,823, it's a 10-minute video, just over 11 minutes 18. I hadn't even done a thumbnail. Glue your mixes together with this reverb technique is, as titles go on YouTube, it's middling clickbait, isn't it? It's sort of, with this reverb technique, not really spelling out the reverb technique in the title. It's a little bit mysterious. But that's the kind of interesting thing about YouTube, isn't it? It's this thing of, when I make content, I genuinely try to make brilliant stuff that genuinely helps people. But there's no point in making great stuff that helps people if nobody's going to watch it. So it's just trying to find that balance between finding a title that feels interesting, that people go, okay, let's see what that's about, versus people just kind of almost disregarding it because the title seems too simple. So that's kind of like where my head's at with making titles. But really, this title isn't that clever. No thumbnail. And what I'd love, if you're interested, is watch this video and then, compare it to some of my other videos. And you tell me if you think this video is even that special, because I don't think it's that special. I mean, I think what I've offered in it is a genuinely helpful tip, and something that I think is a very quick and easy and actionable thing. But so are so many of my videos that I think I genuinely put effort into trying to make them all good. So why this got 22,000 is beyond me. But isn't it interesting as to how much that will continue to earn over the next year? And whether to you this could be interesting to find out how you could apply this to your stuff. Some of you might find it helpful in the way that it lets you know not to bother. Like, some of you might go, okay, that's a lot of work and that's not a lot of money coming in. But again, it might be an encouragement for some of you to go, oh my gosh, there is a real way of making some money on YouTube. Let's dig in and see what we can do and how we can do this together in a really genuine, as I said, I don't want to hide any of the money. I don't want to make anything look less or more than it is. I just want to show you real, raw data. So let me know what you think. Is this of interest? Would you like to see everything that I do monetization wise with my content? I could do things like explain what I was thinking when I posted up my main content, because of course the main content is hopefully very valuable. I don't want to make content that isn't valuable. I genuinely want to help people. I genuinely want to improve people's lives with my content. I genuinely want to offer great things to people that are interested in music, mixing, mastering, recording, composition, that they can watch my channel and get loads out of it just by never ever spending any money with me. Hopefully they do come through to my website and they do spend some extra money on my courses, on my one-to-one tuition, any of that. That's what I really hope. But it's no hard feelings if that doesn't happen. I'm not going to get grumpy, or I'm not going to stop doing this, even if it doesn't make that much money. But with all of that, I thought maybe I can help people further by actually showing the behind the scenes of all this content and actually how it's performing, how it works, whether I get any brand deals, whether brand deals are a good idea, and the feedback from you You tell me if you think, oh, that's cheesy, or if it's not cool, or if you think it is cool. Do you want to do it on your channels? Could be really interesting, right? Please let me know, because if you do want more of this, I can actually give you the real rundown of my content, how it works, how it earns. But, of course, there's no point if nobody's interested. So please let me know. Hit me up with a comment, even if the comment is just yes. Even if you just say yes. That just lets me know that you would like me to have this absolutely no holds barred, totally open, totally transparent and honest, nothing hidden look behind the scenes at how the monetization for my content works. Let me know. Thank you for watching. I really hope it's helpful, and I'll catch up with you on a video, hopefully, if you're interested, next week.